As far as I'm aware, this is the only video game in existence where the title is belched. Amazing. Comedy is a difficult thing to pull off in video games. There's been a couple of successes over the years and quite a few failures as well. With Earthworm Jim, the comedy is the absolute absurdity of it all. Right off the bat, you make this fridge drop and whammo, cow launched. Awesome. The characters and the situations in this game are so confident and the world is so defined. Earthworm Jim actually feels like a licensed game. These characters feel like they should be part of an ongoing, existing universe. Thankfully, after the success of the game, a cartoon series was made and it was pretty decent actually. So using the tricks they learnt on Aladdin, Dave Perry and his team made a really great looking game. The levels that Jim visits are completely unrelated. He just travels from planet to planet, each one offering up completely different challenges. Some of the memorable cast of characters include Eagle the Cat, who rules over the fiery planet of Heck, where the poor inhabitants are forced to listen to elevator music all day long. Bob the Fish is a tough cookie. He can be beaten by simply knocking over his fishbowl. Yippee! Professor Monkey for a head is a bit tougher. He has a monkey for a head. In between planets, Jim flies across space using wormholes. I get it. And he races against Psy-Crow. These levels feel fairly unpolished and unnecessary, but I suppose they're harmless enough. In another random level, Jim finds himself in a bungee competition with Major Mucus. I don't even want to know how the shiny guys come up with this stuff. Later on, Peter the Puppy has an interesting and infuriating level in which young Peter frolics across the planet's surface, completely oblivious to any danger around him, and if Jim allows him to get hurt in any way, look out. Jim's entire quest is to save Princess What's-Her-Name from the clutches of her evil sister, Queen Pulsating, Bloated, Festering, Sweaty, Pus-Filled, Malformed Slug for a butt. Yeah. The gameplay in Earthworm Jim isn't too bad. I like the way each level offers up different challenges. Jim controls pretty good, but he's not the most precise action hero out there. He can use his worm as a whip, as well as shoot from his zapper gun. Some of the game gets really difficult. One section that had me screaming out almost every curse word under the sun was the level where you have to man a submarine, but you only have a limited time before your air runs out, and if you hit too many walls, the submarine cracks. Infuriating! Glass submarine. Brilliant idea, genius. A couple of times, poor Jim actually gets removed from his super spacesuit and you see what it's like to play the game as a helpless little earthworm. Thankfully, it's not long before you can jump in your suit again. None of the levels are amazing, but they're not terrible either. The graphics help make them more bearable. In retrospect, I couldn't say that Earthworm Jim is a really great game, but its humour manages to push it past the test of time. Yippee! I'll say it stands because it's still worth playing for a chuckle or two.
Groovy! Groovy!
Dynamite Headdy is a Mega Drive platformer that I had no idea existed until just a couple of years ago when it became available on the Wii Virtual Console. This game is Treasure's follow-up from Gunstar Heroes, and it's easy to see the resemblance. Like Gunstar, Dynamite Headdy is so garishly colourful it could blind a Smurf. In a good way though, the game looks excellent. I love the visual style they've gone with, Toy Factory meets woodwork or something. It's like the entire game is just one big puppet show. Headdy is an interesting lead character. He's a puppet, apparently. I'm not sure how many video game heroes in the past have made a living by tossing their head at their enemies as a weapon. It's certainly unique. From time to time, Headdy can also pick up a replacement head, which can either give him new powers or sometimes makes life more difficult. So yeah, this game is absolutely bat-turd insane. It's almost got elements of Parodius in it. Everything is so ridiculous you just have to laugh. There's been a lot of imagination put into this. It's also a pretty challenging game. For the most part it's fairly straightforward, but some of the stages are brutally difficult. Dynamite Headdy may look cute and friendly, but it's not for the faint of heart. Treasure mixes it up by constantly offering new challenges. This game won't get stale easily. All up, a surprisingly high quality platformer, and although you probably have to be a masochist to complete this game, it's definitely worth checking out for the fun factor. I enjoyed it, still stands the test of time. Well, that was a fun week. Let's see if next week will be as enjoyable. Ooh, there's a lot of console variety next week. We've got Donkey Kong giving Mario some grief on the Game Boy, Sonic and Knuckles platforming it up on the Mega Drive, more blood and guts from the Combat Crew, that's crew spelt with a K by the way, and lucky last, Miyamoto's car racing opus on the Super Nintendo. Good times ahead. Peace out and happy Christmas everybody.